Welcome to another edition of your favorite program, If You Ask Jimmy. And today we'll be talking on current affairs, on matters arising, things that are going on in our society. Recently, there's a Lamba, something that, Alhaji Wasiu Ayinde was quoted to have said to some Alfas, some Muslim clerics that, were in his environment during the period of the burial of his late mom. Now, the point is this, where those clerics, because he said the word in Yoruba, Ganule. Ganule means to be agape, to gape, agape, to just, when you just lose mouth carelessly, that is like you have an expectation, when you are anticipating that you'll be fed, something will come into your mouth. It can happen to animals or human beings. So the question is, did those Muslim clerics, were they Ganule truly? Alhaji Wasiu is a free person. He can say whatever he likes, but probably that was too rash, too brash, too volatile, too uncouth, and people do say, or maybe he has a sharp tongue though, and people do talk about this Alhaji Wasiu, that he does not know how to talk to people. I don't know. Now, I do not understand why, everything around K1, really, entertainers, musicians, and those people that are in public space, they usually enjoy publicity, and usually negative publicity is good publicity for them. But I don't know if some of these things, I don't think they are premeditated. Maybe it's just a personality or character issue for Alhaji Wasiu to be attracting negative publicity to himself all the time. I don't follow Fuji. I'm not a fan, but I'm a Nigerian. And I'm following issues of current affairs, and matters arising in our society and our community, so that we can learn and grow and live better as a people. So, to the Muslims, they will understand when I say Anakum lie. I want to ask again. That's just like a reset. When they say Anakum lie, it's a reset when you want to speak. Is it true that these Muslim clerics that they were talking about, is it true that they Ganule? I want to let people know that it's not only in Muslim that the Muslims that Ganule, not Muslims, maybe these Afa people. Pastors also Ganule. That means they can be anticipatory, they can be expectant, and sometimes they do so ignominiously. Some of them, on Ganule, they are more anticipatory and Ganule more than they are fast when they are outside the walls of their churches. There is something in Christianity called extraneous services, especially in the Orthodox churches. I believe for every service that's not a normal Sunday or midweek service, if it is wedding, birthday, retirement, all those kind of things, burial, they are extraneous services. Now, do pastors gamu or not ganu? Do they ganule or not ganule? You are seeing that of their fast now. The pastors, it happens to them also, and their choir, sometimes when they have event outside, people ridicule them. People that have been members of the choir, they will understand this, especially in all those, I don't know how everything is organized or formatted now. I used to be, an organist, and a music director in several churches, but in the Orthodox churches, after the service, in those days when we were small, when you do service, you could sing at the wedding, the choir, after the wedding service, or whatever, or burial, or retirement, or birthday, you go to the house of the celebrant, and sometimes they feed everybody, and sometimes they forget the choir. It is that bad, to the extent that it is the choir master or somebody that will now be running around and say, they have not served. Meanwhile, the choir have rehearsed, they have had choir practice, so maybe for a whole month or two. If it's an event that there's a time gap in between, they will do choir practice, they will put a lot of effort, only for them to be forgotten after. It's just like use and dump. Sometimes they don't even appreciate them with even envelope or mineral or something to put in the choir pot. Sometimes it's the choir that will use their own money to find their way to the house of the celebrant, especially burial, because you have to go to, in those days, sometimes they used to bury the dead in the house until cemetery became very popular. So these things happen in Christianity as well. Now back to the matters arising. I thought I wouldn't be doing such content like this, but we are here to refine the socio-cultural and political space in Nigeria, the traditional space. I'm also out for social re-engineering to contribute my quota, and we cannot achieve that. I cannot make that impact if what we treat on this channel is theoretical, because some people be like, why is he just why is he jumping on, why is he doing reaction videos? Because you can see the class of video that I've been bringing before, more like there's a kind of niche. But if we are going to reset Nigeria, we cannot reset Nigeria without resetting religion. If I keep going on my content, the ones that I've reserved only, it will just end up like an advice or motivational talk. It's not going to have any impact, and we won't get to see that change for the better that we are looking for, the one that we desire in our society. So we have to make it practical, and these are the kind of issues, when they happen, it's going to be an organic kind of spontaneous discussion that is relatable, and we can pinpoint instead of just saying theory. We'll say the theories, but that's motivational speech. You just listen, go and act on it, or forget it after listening. But these ones are practical, they are relatable. We continue to inspect and contribute to the events in our society as they unfold. But we do so with maturity, we do so with well-informed conversation, we do so in a strategic way, in a tactical way, and in a with leverage of education and civility. So pastors also gomu. Some of them, like I said, they gomu more than they are fast. You get what I'm saying? Now, for Alhaji Wasiu, back to him. Today, him. Tomorrow, him. Yesterday, him. Eni Wasiu, Ola Wasiu, Otula Wasiu. Barrister sang a song in those days. He said, Oni o Ayinde, Ola o Esike, Okiki tí mo ní yìí ò tó Èdùmàrè bá ń wá mi sí Èdùmàrè. That is it has to do with when people said his mother was mad or whatever. But that was negative publicity. Of course, it is mileage. It gives them mileage. All these, entertainers, all the musicians, all the actors, all the public figures. But if you ask me, what Alhaji Wasiu said to those clerics is wrong. It is rude. Wasiu has a right to have that feeling. Maybe what he saw was not wrong. But what he said to what he saw was not nice. He may not feel cool with them. But it's not nice to say, we have respect for religious institutions, no matter what we say, and the religious leaders. If he doesn't feel cool with them, that's not nice, a nice way to approach it. It didn't need to put it so brashly. He can know what he knows in his mind. He can think, he can process it in his mind. That look at these people. Sometimes you just look like you don't look. You see like you don't see. You just see in passing. But you have already formed your decision. So he can find a way of discharging those people honorably from his environment, from his premises. But if you ask me whether what he was saying is the truth, there's an element of truth. Let me not even package it. There's an element of truth in it. But you must say, Pelela Kolabo, that is, you can pacify people. If you want to pacify people, you gotta be really real. You don't say sorry in a rash way. That is a stiff, sorry is a second insult. You can say, oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It's different from saying, sorry. Sorry, oh. Sorry. So, whatever he said, he can say it. Yoruba says, I feel cable sila elijosi, than, there's a way that you can say things nicely. Or not say at all, and maybe tell people maybe just look for a way to discharge them. I am approaching this not from, it's just like when something happens, people see scandal, they see, hot topic, they jump on it, they're just yelling, they're just shouting, appealing to sentiment. This one is society reset. This one is reset button Nigeria. Reset button Yoruba. Reset button Africa. Reset button over religion. That's why I'm approaching it this way. You can see I'm elaborating. I'm not fixated. I'm not over-focused. I'm not lesser focused on the subject matter proper. But to see that this is not an Islamic thing. This is not a far thing. We don't need to dwell on that insult of Wasiu to the clerics. Let us look at the undertones, the underlying conditions. The clerics, what they did itself, is it appropriate? And is it right for Alhaji Wasiu to retribute them, to rebuke them so blatantly in the public? I don't support that. But when you look at those clerics themselves, They do some kind of, how will I put it now? They also have their own, how will I put it now? They have their own nuances that is not nice. We have heard of some clerics that come to the public space to insult people. These are not just public individuals. They insult private people. They insult public individuals. They insult those ones. They don't stop there. They even extend it. They insult our kings. They insult our traditional rulers, our traditional institutions. Why? Because they, the Muslim clerics especially, they feel that they are above our culture. I know the Christian clerics also feel the same way. They feel they are above our culture and tradition. Why? Because they are ordained clerics, ordained the religion of Saudi Arabia and the religion of Israel. They feel they are ordained and higher than our own ordained kings. The kings of our land, they are not just coronated. That's the ceremony. Coronation is ceremony. Ordination is the fact that that's their order of appointment. That is the process of appointment. So an ordained minister is not higher than an ordained king. An ordained cleric of Christian or Muslim is not higher, because they are ordained under a particular authority of the church, that is their sending church, their organization, their Christian organization or Muslim organization. How can they now be more, how can they rate themselves higher than our own traditional institutions? It is not right. Yes, a king who is a worshipper, who is a Christian or Muslim, he can go to the place of worship and surrender himself to God. He's not surrendering himself to the person of the pastor or the imam or their offices. He's surrendering himself as a true worshipper, humble before his maker, not humble before the person standing before him to lead the process of the worship. So this, especially Muslim clerics, they have done it over and over again. I think it's just that they're stuck in trade. Maybe they are just cashing cruise, or it's fun for them, because as if they want to, I don't know how to put it, phase out our traditional and culture, so that they can propagate the Islamic, religion with its culture. That religion now impose that religion as the culture for everybody to follow. And Christians too are involved in evangelism. The kingdom of this world should now become the kingdom of our God. And that the kingdom here on earth, they want to practicalize that kingdom by, as if that church is the kingdom building, the pastors are the kingdom leaders, and the kingdom house, everything is to be religionized. Even in our speech, it is well, God will take control. Everything is in our speech, is in our space. We have to pray before everything. We have to pray before we start a program. Everything is religionized. And then there is a place that these ministers, they are put in society in a way that even the respect that is accorded to them is not even accorded to our cultural stakeholders, to our cultural, the custodians of our culture. That is upside down. And that is why, that our society is the way it is. Because even the religion, there's no agreement in the religion, there's no agreement in Christian doctrine, there's no agreement in Muslim doctrine. You can see where I'm going, that I have moved away from what Alhaji Wasiu said to extrapolate, from there to now address the issues of concern of religion. For example, are you getting me? Everything is just religionized. And these people, the kind of respect that the clerics are given, even our kings don't get it. And our society, the colonizers, they have succeeded. They did succeed in destabilizing every essence and fiber of our humanity. And we are so confused as a people. We are so brainwashed. And sometimes we behave as if we are just totally demented. The day we realize what religion has done to us, that's the beginning of the day of our recovery. They say, when the day a madman says, he realizes himself, maybe where he is, what he's wearing or whatever, and he realizes this is not dignifying, this is not okay. That is the beginning of his healing. Because the religions don't agree. The Muslim religion, they don't agree. The Christian religion don't agree. The Christian, we have Catholics, we have Anglicans, we have Presbyterians, we have Baptists, we have Methodists, we have Aladura, we have Pentecostal, we have Pentecostal, we have Pentinonsense, we have all of them like that, and deeper, it's not the same as MFM. They will criticize each other. With Redeem, we criticize Winners, we criticize Apostolic Faith, we criticize Assemblies of God, because the doctrines are, can you imagine nonsense, the kind of nonsense and is programming, and and some people will pass through different religions in their lifetime. Me now, I have passed through so many, I mean, just Christian religion, I mean different denominations. So somebody will be born as a Anglican, he will go to school, he will join a school fellowship, he will end up as Deeper Life and end up marrying Aladura, and his church is church. And then he would get they will get programmed in all of these bit of apple, mango. They are all fruits, Christian religion fruits, but one will be apple, the other one will be mango, the other one will be watermelon, this one, the other one will be coconut. The Muslim, they have Ahmadiyya, they have or the regular Muslim, you have the Asaruddin, you have the Nawaruddin. Those ones are still moderate. Then you have the Sunnis and the other one. What's the other side of Sunni? And you can see they don't even agree. In fact, sometimes they go to the extreme to treat each other's fuck up. Can you imagine like that? What is this one of that man, that cleric at the north or something like that? Sunni and the Muslims know what I'm saying. There's no agreement. The doctrines, the teaching of one. Oh my God, Africa is in trouble. The doctrines of all this, I talk about Deeper, I talk about MFM, the doctrines of even this Muslim, this thing, in fact, some are still expecting. The Ahmadis now, they have their own doctrines. Ahmadiyas, because I read a lot of their books, I read the Quran on my own, cover to cover. So, the doctrines don't agree. In fact, some Muslims are looking at some other Muslims as sinners. In fact, they will not even have some things to do with them based on the fact that they believe that they are infidels. The same way some Christians, now, you don't cast. We don't see all the where Pentecostalism has brought us, Pentecostalism, Pentinonsensicism. We see where has brought us, because all those labeling. Some people are like, why is Pastor Jimmy talking like this? I am talking like this because you need to hear it. Somebody needs to say it. Look, it doesn't stop my salvation. The point is that the fact that we are not telling one another the truth, it's just overpackaging, and our lives are being messed. The worst thing is that our fathers have been messed up. If our fathers were better off, they died off as all these Orthodox moderate churches, even all these things as imported by our slave drivers. Now it's just like that song. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? Now that we found religion, what are we gonna do with it? We're already in it. We're already at Peterobi. We are already in it. Oh, I'm yelling. Let me calm down. Jimmy, calm down, man. So we are already in it. We are already messed up. And some people will ask, what is the alternative to Christianity? I'll treat that one day. I'm not giving any alternative, but can we be sincere, please? Can 80 to 90% of what we do in the name of that religion is strange. Even though we're looking like, is it me that you are talking about? Is it this faith that I'm at the center of it? So whatever Alhaji Wasiu said, you can see I use this to go into the two religions and see that one was just an event. Well, it's not nice what Alhaji Wasiu said. It could just have discharged those people honorably. And then, somebody, if you respect yourself, people will respect you. If you don't respect yourself, people will disrespect you. If those people have their daytime job, there's something that is called bivocational ministers. If those people were bivocational, they wouldn't be staying for all those long hours to the extent that it will inconvenience Alhaji Wasiu, and he will say what he said. If they had to jump on their business, jump on their vocation, maybe they are civil servants, maybe they are business people, maybe they are traders, maybe they are artisans, maybe if they have something busy to do, there's a limit to how much they can wait. They would have been living one by one. But when you believe that one rich man or when he gives you the money, you move to the next one, you move to the next one, and that you are just obtaining the envelopes, they call it honorarium and all those kind of things, or prophet offering in Christianity or whatever. Guys, that's all I see about this one. It's all about the religious system, and it's just about the way some of these things are ordered. I hope you can see a point or two. What's your comment? What do you think about this incident? I want to see. Let's engage in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Please like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.